Hi, it's Rick with Phoneware. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Accession app now that we've installed it. So we're just going to go ahead and launch the Accession app here from our home screen. And we're going to touch Login. And it's already got my credentials stored, so I'll touch Login again. And now we're logged in to Accession, and the first place it always takes you to is the contacts screen. The little 1 up there means that I have voicemail messages that you see at the top left. So these are all the contacts that exist in my mobile phone. I can use that contact information to call people using the Accession app as well. On the very top there we have our menu button. We'll come back to that in just a minute and what those options are. You can also add a contact using this button right here. We're not going to add one right now. We've got a few other contact options here as well. Now we're going to go back over to the menu and we're going to step down. The next item below contacts is dialer. So here's where I can manually dial a number, and keep in mind when I make this call I'm not using my native cell phone number. I'm actually making this call from my office telephone line. So the person that I call will see my office caller ID. My office phone line will actually show in use when I'm making this call, and I will have more features available to me than I would have with a mobile phone. I can put calls on hold, I can transfer them, I can park them. I can do a lot of things that I can't do with a traditional cell phone. So those are the advantages of Accession. So that's the dialer. I'll demonstrate making calls in a separate video. And here's call history. So again, through Accession, I can see the calls that I have placed and the calls that I have received right there. Accession also has a built-in chat function to be able to chat with other people on Accession. So it's kind of a private Accession-only instant messenger. So that is how you get to the chat function there. Voicemail messages, I mentioned earlier that that the number 1 there showed that I have messages. So right there you can see on this message that it's transcribed. So that's another nice feature of Accession, is it includes voicemail transcription. If I want to hear this message, I can by touching the play button right here. So look at that. It even formatted the phone number. It's got periods, capitalization. It's literally the best voice transcription in a voicemail system that I've ever seen. So that's pretty impressive, I think. So those are our voicemail messages. And then, of course, I can choose to control this message. I can delete it right here at the top. I can reply, forward, mark it as unread, view the contact, call the person back, etc. I'm going to go ahead and delete this message. Okay, so that message is gone. All right, now we're going to go to Call Manager. Call Manager basically allows me to turn on forwarding, put my line in Do Not Disturb, and do a number of things here that I can set up with managing my calls. And again, I'm controlling the calls on my office line, but I'm controlling it here from my mobile phone, and of course I can be halfway across the country when I'm doing it. So that's Call Manager. Here's all of our settings. Let me just scroll through them and see if there's anything that we need to touch on. You know, you can pick different ringtones specifically for Accession, so you know just by the sound that it's an Accession call, not a mobile phone call. And you can also set it to only be allowed on Wi-Fi right here, and then that way that'll kind of keep you from getting on a poor mobile data network that the call quality might not sound real good. But that's also what the call switch feature is for. And you know, you can turn your transcriptions on here. Not really anything that you need to set in the settings. And then the very bottom one is log out. If I don't want to receive calls on Accession on my mobile anymore, I can just log out. And now that takes me back to the main login screen, so I'm no longer logged in. My phone won't ring. It's not using the battery that it would have otherwise. And I can just go back to my home screen, and now Accession is not running in the background at all. So that's just a quick overview of the high-level features in Accession. I'll do a separate video that shows placing calls, answering calls, transferring, things like that. Okay? Thank you all. Have a great day.